Alright, here's a short video on how to do the scatter plots for the 10 core IA2 assignment. The first thing you'll need is to get your data. So your teacher should have given you a file with your data. You'll need to find your data. For this video, I'm going to be student 30. So I found student 30 in my Word file. I'm going to select the table. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go to Excel, have a new sheet. I'm going to select cell B2 and I'm going to uh, paste my data. Then I'm just going to double click on the column width to get it to the width so it looks a bit nicer. Make that a bit wider. We'll make that. All right, so my data's all there. Is easily viewable. Now I'm going to do a scatter plot. So I will be plotting annual income against time on social media, and I will be putting annual income on the vertical and time on social media on the horizontal axis. So I'm just going to select the data that I want in my scatter plot. There it is, all selected. I'm then going to go to insert on the menu. I'm going to go to this little icon for scatter plots. I'm going to hit the little drop down arrow and I'm going to select the first option. So there is my scatter plot. Now I need a few extra things on my scatter plot. And the first thing I need is some axis titles. I'm going to come to this plus sign. I'm going to select axis titles. Then I'm going to come and type in what my axis titles are. So this one will be time spent on social media, and I'm going to put the units, which will be hours. I'm going to edit my vertical axis, which will be annual income, and uh, and the units for that will be dollars. I'm also going to add my title here, and I might call it, you need to give it a name to describe the whole graph, so let's call it annual income versus social media use for young people. So now I've got a title, I've got my axis titles. I need a line of best fit, so a trend line. Let's go and select that. That's our trend line inserted. I also need an R squared value. That's going to tell me how well my data fits the trend line. So to do that, let me just do that again, so do that quick. And come to the plus sign, come down, hover over trend line, click on this little triangular arrow on the side, go to more options, then this box on the side of the window will pop up. Down the bottom there's displayed R squared value on chart. I'm going to select that and then it will pop up here on my chart. Now it's in the middle of my data, so I just grab a hold of the box and I'll move it to a space where there's some white space where it's not going to interfere with anything else. So I could drag it to the top or I could put it at the bottom. The choice is yours. Uh, and that is it. That is my scatter plot. Now, if I just want to print that scatter plot out and attach it to my hard copy, I can select the window, then go File, Print. And if I do that, I can either print it to a PDF and save it, or I can print it to a printer. So you need to select your printer and then print it to that, and that will give you a printout of just the scatter plot, not the whole sheet. We can also, if you would like to, and I would recommend this, right click on the chart. We're going to go copy and we're going to paste it into our assignment task sheet. So we've got our task sheet here. You will see in the Soul section, if we go down the first page on the Soul section, it's actually page 7 of the task sheet. And here you'll see attach your scatter plot. It can be drawn or printed. And there's some questions or some prompts for you. Have you completed your scatter plot? Have you attached a copy of your scatter plot? Have you constructed a line of best fit? And have you interpreted the gradients? So there's some questions there. We'll come back to that last question about interpreting the gradients and what that means. But let's go to the end of our task sheet. And down here, we might put our scatter plot at the end. You can put it wherever you like, but my cursor is here. I'm going to put it on a new page. I'm going to insert a page break. So I've got a new page down here and we've got 14 pages. And then the cursor is here. I'm going to go to File, Home, and then I'm going to go Paste when my computer catches up and just select the first one. And now I have my scatter plot inserted into my task sheet where I can put in the rest of my assignment and I can click save and then that will be saved. So let's go back to this last prompt, which was interpret. Have you interpreted the gradient? Now gradient just means the slope of the trend line. So if I go back to my scatter plot in Excel, I can see that my trend line is going downwards as I read left to right. So that means that as the amount of time on social media increases, the future annual income of a person would be predicted to be less in this case. Also, you might want to have a look at this R squared value. The closer that value is to 1, the better the data fits the trend line, and the better the trend line can predict the future income. That's all I'm going to say about that. So that is the video. If you have any further questions, ask your teacher for further explanation.